Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Deborah, aka the Sunsetgirlcreates, and today we're going to be working on Poppies and Steampunk. It's by Kelly Horton. It's 22 inches by 31 inches or 56 centimeters by 79 centimeters. I'm also using my pen from Jim's Handmade Shop. All of the details are below in the description, as well as I'm using my tray for my 3D designs and my sticky pad, my bead mat from Amazon. We're currently working on number 2, and the symbol is number 2, okay? And it's 3809. So no, this is not an AB. The ABs are 4 and 5. These numbers somehow got all the way up to the top of the chart. So you have 383, 3808, 09, and 10 are number 1, 2, and 3. So it is a little different than what we're used to seeing with Diamond Art Club, but you know, it's interesting. I did go on to get the link to this canvas, and it's no longer available on Diamond Art Club. So it has been discontinued, and it's no longer available, but I had to finally get it down and start working on it, because it is just going to be, I remember when this one came out, I saw it and I was like, I gotta have it, gotta have it, gotta have it. So I got it right away. And I was never happier, because I wanted her to go with my sweet tooth, okay? Because I have sweet tooth, and she's going into my bedroom, as well as this one. I used to have a mirror on my wall, and now I have only, I don't have a mirror. I just have the dresser now, because when we got the new bedroom set, we chose not to get the mirror, and we probably should have not got the headboard, because the headboard doesn't really have anything to connect to. I still like my headboard. I'm not going to say I don't like my headboard, because I love my headboard. So I am glad I got it. It really does bring the room together, except, like I said, it's not made to go and connect to a platform bed, and that's what I have. We have one of the platforms that goes up and down, really helpful for me when I'm not feeling well, because I can go in and go to bed and sit up without having to put a bunch of pillows behind me or anything else. I can literally sit my bed up. I can function from my bedroom. I don't like to be in bed all the time. I want to be up. I want to be doing things, and I want to prove to myself every day that I have one more day that I can get up and take care of myself. And to me, that's the most important part of it. Being able to take care of myself. And there's times my husband helps me. He has to help me stand up sometimes, and you know, he will help me, you know, balance if I need it or whatever I need, but he lets me do as much as I can, and then he helps out with the rest. I have the best husband that any woman could ever want or need, and he is the man that I've been looking for all my life, and it took me 40 years to find him, but I'm really glad I did. We're really happy, and we can actually sit in the same house 24/7 and get along 90% of the time. So I mean, it's really kind of it's meant to be kind of thing. We mesh together like two peas in a pod, We can finish each other's sentences, which is really good because with my memory lately, it has been harder and harder for me to remember things. But every day gets better and better in my mind, okay? So I keep going, I keep pushing through, and I keep forging through. And that's what life's all about, right? Forging through, finding the positive in something. Sure, I could, and I am sometimes, I admit it. Sometimes I want to yell and scream because now I'm not going to be able to live the life that I've been always wanting to live, right? Because of the pain. I can't go out and work. So there's lots of things in the world that could make me depressed, make me sad, make me just not want to be here, right? Because I have enough of those on my plate. It could very well be possible. I'm not going to do it, but it could be possible, right? It's an option. No, it's not. But do you see my point? That just because somebody says something doesn't always mean that that's what they're meaning, right? Because you have to really read through and understand the person to understand their words. And for me, words is a big thing. I don't know why. I'm not into English. I do know why. Because I had a grandmother that was very strict in the English world, right? She loved English. She loved poetry. My grandmother was just an amazing woman. I mean, even after my grandfather passed away, she lived another 20 years. And for 14 of those years, she lived on her own, in her own house. The last 6 years, she moved in with my mom, and I moved into her house across the street from my mom. And I got the privilege of being able to spend my grandmother's last 6 years with her. And it was something that I wish I had let my heart open to a lot sooner. I shut down when I was younger because I was in an abusive marriage. And so for me, shutting down is the easiest to do. Just shut down. Don't say nothing, right? Fine. But life doesn't work that way, right? As much as we'd like to say life works that way, it really doesn't. It doesn't work in our favor, right? It's not something that somebody comes up to and taps me on the shoulder and says, hey, let's have a conversation. You know, when you're talking, sometimes you should maybe not talk so much. Or maybe it says, you're in a lot of pain and nobody's helping you. You're having to do it all yourself. Those are self-pity conversations. And I'm not saying I don't have self-pity conversations, because I really do have self-pity conversations, and I should stop, right? I have a lot to live for. I have a lot in the world going for me. Yeah, I can't work the conventional job anymore. But look, I have a YouTube channel, and I'm slowly growing it. I'm not growing it as fast as maybe some of the others in the diamond painting world. But I'm doing it on my own. I don't have somebody saying, hey, let's go see if we can get 1,000 subscribers from blah, blah, blah. Okay? And believe it or not, it's not all about just the subscribers. You have to have the viewing hours as well. So just because somebody subscribes, if they don't put the time into your channel to watch your videos, then you're not going to get the time to build up that allows you to have your 4,000 hours in a year. And that's how you get the community page. That's how you get to be monetized. I heard it was live videos, but I think I can go live because I have a live button on my phone in my account. So I believe even though I have less than 1,000 subscribers, I could go live, but I don't have enough following yet to go live to where if I were to go live, so I knew people would be watching, right? So I'll wait for that point. But I'm growing it slowly for a reason, because if it grows too fast, I won't be able to keep up with it. I need to do it at my pace and not somebody else's pace. I'm learning. I'm still in the learning process of doing YouTube. And I've been watching some videos on managing a channel. And I have been paying attention. It's just I have to spend more time doing it and less time chitty-chatty. And less time watching Once Upon a Time. I'm not very good at doing what I should do, right? I'm the type of person that if you tell me not to do something, I'm going to go do it just because you told me not to. So you might as well just tell me I can do something. Because unless you do, I'm going to do it either way when I ask you. It's just, how is it going to get done? Are we going to do it together? Or are we going to be alone in the situation, right? Those are valuable options. So anyways, all I'm saying is there are crafts, there's activities out there and things that we can do as people to keep our minds busy. Don't let our minds go to that, what I call stinking thinking, right? And so instead of doing the stinking thinking, I pick up my diamond painting or my cross stitch or my knitting. And oh, speaking about knitting, okay, so the other day I was talking about my sweater and how I realized it was too long or longer than I wanted it to be. So I have two options. I can either, because it comes right to my shoulder or my elbow, and it's like in the bend of my elbow, so it would be kind of not comfortable. So my choice is to take out the 5 or 6 rows of ribbing that I have and make it longer, but just don't put any more decreases in it, because I like them so I can push them up or whatever on my sweaters, and then I can take it all the way out to the 3/4 length, which is probably what I should do, is to take it to the 3/4 length mark, and it's probably what I will do. Or the other option is to take out about 4 inches, 2 inches of the work, right? So that equates to a lot of taking things out, right? So I've kind of decided on the sweater that that's what I'm going to do, right? So it can come back out of timeout. It will get put back in the circulation of projects to be completed. It's no longer in trouble. And I found out it was my own fault for just getting mad and not wanting to pull it out, right? I don't want... Knitting is so much different than if you mess up in crochet, right? You take your hook and you pull it back to where you want to start again. You put your hook back in and you start going. Simple, right? To me, that is pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty simple. And you would think, in the simplicity of it, that I would think about that, right? I'm thinking about the simplicity. And is it something that's going to work in my favor or not, right? Will it help me? Will it not help me? That's kind of where I'm at, right? Will it help me or will it not help me? Well, for me, it's a no-brainer because I'm going to do the things that are going to make me happy. So if I'm having the anxiety, I'm having the frustrations, I'm going to do some kind of craft, right? So that's why the sweater went into timeout. And then I thought, oh, I want to use some of my Malabrigo that I bought, right? And I'm telling you, it is a gorgeous yarn. And now I see why everybody says it is awesome. Man, this Malabrigo is just gorgeous. I have three, is it 3 or 4? I think I have 3 of the color I'm using for my shawl, which is the Malabrigo. I'll probably use the other one for a shawl or socks or something, right? Actually, not socks. Malabrigo won't be socks. I have plenty of other sock yarns. Trust me, I have enough yarn in my house to probably make 100 socks. And then some. So I know, and I don't crochet socks, so don't ask me ever to do a crocheted sock. I have tried them in the past. I don't like the way they fit. I don't like the way they look. And so the reason I learned to knit was I wanted to have the ability to make socks, because I just don't like socks that are made from crochet. So I thought I'll learn to knit so I can make sweaters, and you can make sweaters with crochet. You can make some really gorgeous sweaters with crochet, right? But the kind of sweaters I wanted to make are like knitted sweaters, right? I didn't want crochet sweaters. I'd been wearing crochet sweaters probably most of my life, right? Because that's what I made. That's what I did. And I never got much into gauge and understanding gauge, and because I was never taught that stuff, right? I read it in a book, so I did the best I could, and I just thought gauge was just a waste of time. I know what my tension is. I know this and that. Well, when I started knitting, I realized that my tension changes a lot. At first it did, okay? So there were times that I had to practice getting my tension the same, right? And with crochet, I've been doing it so long that my tension is pretty much the same thing. And when I do swatches, I pretty much find the same thing. But what I do find when I do a swatch, and I know what some of my yarns do, so like with my paint box yarns, I don't have to do anything with them because I've made about 10 or 12 of the swatches, and I know what my hand does and what the tension I have is and which is the perfect size to do a sweater, right? Because I've done a couple sweaters, and I have one almost done, and I have another one on the needles, and I have another one that's going to be going on the needles once the black one's done. So sweaters are always on the go, and there's usually a sock on the go all the time. So let's get back to why the socks went into timeout. Same reason, right? The socks went into timeout because I decided I wasn't going to play the game of the socks. I have to pull it back out, do it over again, right? And I just have to make myself do it. And it was kind of just as easy to throw it in the bag and put it to timeout. Honestly, I don't think it really did anything to go on timeout. I just didn't want to work on a sock right then. So sock went in timeout just because I wasn't in the mood to work on socks, right? So there's different reasons things go into timeout. So the sock will stay in timeout for probably another week or two. Then I'll pull it out and get the socks finished, okay? I only have one more to do. I've already finished the pink socks. Pink and blue socks. I showed you those on the channel. I gave them to my husband for his birthday. He had no idea he was getting them because I told him he couldn't have them or look at them or touch them until after I had shown it on the video this Friday. But I did it early so that he could get his socks for his birthday. So he got his socks for his birthday. He is super thrilled with them. He doesn't care if they're pink and blue as long as they're comfortable. And he honestly, he wears socks around the house only because his feet get cold, right? And I don't know why his feet get so cold, but they do. Okay, so they get super cold. And when his feet get cold, he needs socks, right? And he always, now I need a drink, hold on. He always goes in and chooses all the wool socks first. And then when he has a little bit left, he when he has no more socks, wool socks, then he'll put the store-bought socks on. He prefers my socks. Don't ask me why, but he does. He likes them because one thing is he's got really odd shaped feet. He's got really super wide feet. So finding socks that actually feel comfortable to him is a hard thing to do. And the thing about making socks is I can make them to fit him. And so now that I have one set done again, he's super happy. I need to get his blue set done too, but I just don't want to knit a sock right now because I have to knit the whole thing. And, you know, I'll get back to it in the next week or two. And then now we need to get back to the shawl. So the shawl was the main reason for this conversation in the first place, right? Because the shawl I've been working on. Oh, and it was so gorgeous. And I kept having issues on this one side over and over and over again. So I said, okay, well, I think the issue's on this row. And I looked at all my knitting and realized that I had missed like 3 yarn overs, which will skew everything off, right? I found some that I had done knit together because I had too many stitches at the end. Instead of figuring out why, I just went ahead and did that. And so it ended up that I'm actually almost back to the beginning of the first repeat. Which means that it's the first repeat, I have to redo the whole thing. And I can either do one of 2 things. And I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to use it for our video for Friday. And for a knit or crochet with me day. And I'm actually going to pull it and get it started again on the channel. It's not very difficult. I've done it a couple times now. I've got good practice on the pattern. And I really have the pattern down. I like the pattern. This shawl is going to just be drop dead gorgeous when I'm done. And those are the kind of shawls I like because I like to put them around, especially during winter time. And like I said, here in Florida, we don't get a lot of cold winter weather. We get down into the 40s sometimes, but we usually stay in the 50s, right? So it's usually not too cold, but for me, I can't be cold. My husband will do anything to make sure that I don't get cold because getting cold just inflames everything. Something about the temperature affects my fibromyalgia, and it can make it very difficult at times when you're trying to function day to day and it's cold outside and you're hurting really bad, right? It's not worth it, right? It's not worth having the pain. But I always try to look at the bright side. How can I look at this in a different way? How can I take what I've done and make it pop, make it happen, whatever, right? And so instead of sitting here whining and complaining and sitting on my ass, and just get up and do what you can. And if you can't do it that day, it's okay. You know? And if you can't do it till tomorrow, that's fine too. So I know that in the end, it will be okay. So I am loving the shawl though. The point was, the shawl was to help keep me warm during the summertime, and I'm sorry I hit the camera. So it's just there to keep me warm. And so I really think this one will be good to wrap around my neck in the warmer, in the cooler days in Florida. I'm not too worried about right now. We're still, and what is it? Let's see. I don't think I have it anymore. It's like 74 degrees outside currently, and the sun is just coming up. And it's only going to be like 84, 85. It's just like the most perfect, gorgeous weather. And I remember the first Christmas I was here in Florida. And I'm not used to having Christmas at 80 degrees and wearing shorts. Okay? I'm from California. I'm from the Valley of California, not from Southern California. I'm up in Northern California. In Northern California, you really get all the seasons. So Halloween, Christmas, all of those, you got to be bundled up, right? So people in those areas wear scarves and shawls more. But at least I have them when I need them, right? Because I can put them around my shoulders and I can sit here and watch TV or diamond paint, right? Or I can knit, or I can do anything that I choose to do. And I can just put it around my shoulders, and I'm telling you how much that helps, right? For me, that really is the key, even if I can just keep it on my shoulders, because my shoulders are one of my main problems, both of them. So, and my doctor says just keep doing things, do it as much as you can, keep your arms as active as possible, and your hands. So even though it hurts sometimes, I still choose to diamond paint, okay? I still choose to have the choice to do something. And even though I'm in pain, and some days can be harder than others, I still get up and do something every day. And that's important when you're at home all the time. Get up, get dressed, take a shower, get ready for your day, just like you would do if it was your day off from work, right? You're still going to get up, you're still going to be functional, you're still going to go to the grocery store, you're still going to get up and do your laundry and everything that you got to do on the weekends. Plus, if you have anything planned to do on the weekends, especially if you have kids and those kids have sports or anything like that, you're always busy doing something, right? Because you got kids. And if you don't have kids, you always find something to do, right? Because my husband and I find things to do. We are now no kids in the house. And so we've never had kids in the house in this marriage, okay? So I do have 2 kids. My husband has none. But he knows my children and everything's cool there. And so I sit here every day and remember that no matter what is happening, I'm okay, and I will make it another day, right? Even though I have the pain that makes me feel like I'm going to throw up constantly and get dizzy, And so I'm working on some kind of pain regimen to get that fixed. Hold on a second. I used to think it was because of blood sugar maybe, but I don't think it is. Because I will have just ate and processed my food, and I'll have a dizzy spell standing up because the pain is so bad. So I've realized that the dizzy spells I've been having are associated with my pain. When my pain level is high, especially in the late afternoon and evening, it's much easier for me to function in the morning. I get up, I have 4 or 5 hours that my body is really good. And that's when I can do and make videos. That's when I can make things happen, right? So that's important. So instead of keep chit-chatting about all this, let's go ahead and we're going to read our article. We're going to read an article from Diamond Art Club's blog, and it's called Understanding the Dmc Color Chart for Diamond Painting. And this one was on July 10th, 2021. We are on the last page of their blog. I am skipping all of the craft ones because I think we've done enough different crafts. They talk about the same ones. It's not like they don't talk about the same ones, right? So, there's not a whole lot that we can do, but there's other blogs, right? Because I've read from Diamond Painting Guide, I've read from Craftably, even though they don't have very many blog posts. I will find some other diamond painting blogs. There's got to be some out there. It's just a matter of finding them. And so let's go ahead and get started on reading about understanding the DMC color chart for diamond painting, okay? So when you purchase a Diamond Art Club kit, each color of diamond comes in an individual bag, and on that bag there is a number. So I don't have the bag anymore, but I can show you. The number can also be found on the symbol chart that lets you know which color of diamond corresponds with every symbol on your canvas. So we're going to look at this one for an example. Let me see if I can turn it and get a little better light on it, okay? So we're going to look at this one. Here's our number, right? This is our chart number or code number. This is actually the symbol, and this is your DMC code, okay? So this is the number, the 3808 that they're talking about, okay? And they correspond. Have you ever wondered what those numbers mean? So the most definitely are not chosen. They most definitely are not chosen at random. In fact, the drills used in every Diamond Art Club kit is identified and labeled using a DMC color codes. In this blog post, we're going to help you better understand the DMC color chart for diamond painting and why we use it for our diamond art kits. So let's go. Okay? Let's see what they say. What is DMC? Okay, so this is, I've known this for a long time, but I think it's really good for even diamond artists to understand where the coding comes for the diamond painting, right? So how do they consistently make sure that this color that we're using, number 1, right? Focus. There we go. This one, we're using this one, number 1, right? And I don't know. Okay, sorry. I'm going to have to re-ramp my head, I guess. So what is DMC? DMC, or Dolphus Maig and Company, is a French company, and I know Maig or whatever, I know I'm not pronouncing it because it's French. is a French company that opened for business in 1746. So DMC, or Dolphus Mag and Company, has been open for business since 1746. So if you take that, that is 200 and some odd years ago, right? Over 250 years ago. Okay? And I'm not running the numbers. I could get the numbers pretty quickly, but it is most widely known for producing the floss used in embroidery and yarn used in knitting and crochet. And they don't use the DMC, well, they do. They have some yarns that are DMC coated, okay? But they're really the thin yarns, something that you would make your doilies out of, or something like that. That's the thinness of their yarn that they're talking about, okay? So the company's floss is most highly recommended brand in the world, so it is extremely well known among cross-stitchers and other fiber artists. So DMC codes have been a part of my life at least for 25 years, right? Because I've been doing it for at least that. I don't think I started cross-stitch until I was an adult. I might have started as an older teenager. And I think I may have started as a teenager. I can't, that was years ago, so I'm doing my best to try to remember. Today, DMC is the leader in handicrafts market. Its products are the highest quality and have withstood the test of time. With more than 240 years in history, it is a testament to the power of good business practices and an unwavering commitment to quality. So you can always have the quality, which DMC has. I don't know that I have any floss that's not put in. I don't think I have any floss that are still in the skeins. And I'm trying not to knock our camera because it is charging, so it's on the charger. I was hoping maybe I would see it right here, but no, I don't have a skein of the floss right now. So we'll just have to keep going. So here at Diamond Art Club, we manufacture our diamond drills to match the DMC numbers used for embroidery floss. So on your embroidery floss, you also find the same number that you find. So if you want to do a cross stitch in this pattern, you want to take this pattern, because technically you really do have a chart here, right? You take this pattern, and every time that this symbol number 1 comes up, right, you're going to use the floss 3808 because it's already been matched. It's a DMC color, so we already know what color we're going to end up with, right? In other words, if you have a pack of pink diamond drills with the color 605, you could go to a craft store and purchase DMC embroidery floss in the exact same color with the same code. How cool is that? I think it's cool. Like I said, a lot of these are like Diamond Art started out using cross-stitch patterns, okay? So it's become more involved since. I mean, you have designers now that are in there hand charting them. They're not running through computer anymore, so some are being hand charted. And it looks like Diamond Art Club is really striving to be one of those high quality, well recommended, known in the industry, right? And I think they are. They're talked about all the time, and you see them all the time. And if you're in the crafting world, especially if you're in the diamond painting world. So this makes it a much easier to source additional diamonds if you need more in a specific color. It also allows you to keep your extra drills and use them for future projects. It is important to note, however, there could be a very slight variation due to the different die lots and changes in the manufacturing process. Okay, so the one thing that is different from Diamond Art Club using the DMC codes and DMC using their own codes, right? So do you know what that difference is? The difference is with DMC floss, they guarantee no variance between skein to skein. It doesn't matter whether you have the same die lot or not. It is guaranteed to be the same color every time you pick up that number. If it is not, DMC will replace it, okay? So they guarantee that there's not going to be a variation in their thread, okay? But as it states here, and there's pretty good proof of it after time of collecting your diamonds, that there could be a slight difference. Now, I've noticed that, like with Diamond Art Club's diamonds, they're not at any point variant in color too much, right? I've tried a few different variants, and this one seems to be the best one, right? For me. Okay, so the DMC Color Chart for diamond painting. The DMC Color Chart for diamond painting is much like one for embroidery floss. The main difference, though, is the chart is for diamond painting, features close-up images of extra rhinestones that can be used to determine what color you have. These charts can be downloaded and or purchased online. You can make your own using the beads you have in your collection. So these are on the side are our codes, right? Making your own DMC color chart is an excellent way to keep track of which colors you own. Trust us, it will come in handy and quickly become one of your favorite diamond painting tools. If you ever accidentally spilled your diamond drills or mixed them up to make your chart, just glue a diamond on a piece of paper next to its DMC number code. Every time you get a kit containing a color you didn't already have, add it to your chart. Easy peasy, right? So you can make your own DMC color code. You don't have to have the one from DMC. But that is where you're going to find the DMC color code is from DMC, okay? They have the color code charts. They own those color tone charts. And so it's their proprietary information. Okay, so just because you get a copy of their card doesn't mean you're going to be able to repeat with the die lots, okay? Because you have to know the specific amount of colors that's put into each die lot to make it that color, right? Because every color in the world, except for your standard colors that come in the world, red, blue, green, red, blue, green, and yellow. Okay? Those are your primary colors. And those are the colors that are the ones being used, right? So, our closing thoughts. When learning how to diamond paint, things like DMC color charts might seem confusing. The good news, though, is they're quite simple. DMC numbers are just an easy way of labeling colors and distinguishing between similar shades of the same color. Understanding the DMC color chart for diamond painting is a breeze once you've gotten the hang of it. And you just have to remember what your code is, right? Because if you ever need more, you're going to go for 3808, you know, because I know I don't have these ones, so I'll be putting those back in. New labels. So it seems like every kit always have a new label, no matter how many times I've done that kit. It is just the way it happens. So with those closing thoughts, I just want to thank you all for coming. We are at the 45-minute mark, and I am going to get this processed and uploaded for today's viewing. And while it's processing and uploading, I will be doing Friday's video, so you will see Friday's video tomorrow. And so I just wanted to finish by saying thank you to all our subscribers. We really appreciate you joining our channel and subscribing. If you like this video, a thumbs up would be great. If you don't, a thumbs down is fine, but let us know in the description below why you didn't like our video. I don't care why. I'm okay with constructive criticism. So if you've got constructive criticism, I've got open ears. I'll listen to what you have to say. Doesn't mean I'm going to do what you say, but I have an open mind where I will listen to your ideas and thoughts, and then discuss it with my husband, who I talk to about my channel all the time. And so just let us know what your thoughts and feelings are down in the comments below, as well as if you want to become part of the Sunset Girl Creates family. We would love you to join. Come join us. Have some fun with us, right? And our next video will be tomorrow. Oh, wait. Keep subscribing, and then right next to it is a bell icon. Go ahead and just hit that bell icon, and it will let you know every time I upload a video. Tomorrow is our Friday. Come knit and crochet with me. So we'll be working on the new shawl. Either I will have pulled it all apart, or I'm just leaving it and going from where I'm at. One or the other. I'll show you the new shawl pattern. I did get it on Ravelry. So we'll go over all that on the next video. So with that said, I want to thank you all for coming and wish you a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Bye-bye.